War. War never changes. Since the dawn of mankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rings, which is kinda weird, but whatever, blood has been spilled in the name of everything. From rings, to, well, pretty much one ring in particular. But it's alright, I'm still having fun. This is Middle-earth Shadow of War, or as I call it, Assassin Lord of the Batcreed Ring, Mordor Asylum. I should probably shorten that title. This is the sequel to the popular game Shadow of Mordor, which I played extensively even though I didn't get to do a video on it. Luckily, I now get to do whatever I want, so I've played hours and hours of Shadow of War, and am using this video as an excuse for no longer sleeping. FYI, there are probably going to be minor spoilers throughout this video, just warning you now in case you care about the story here and I accidentally throw in a spoiler by accident. But you already know how it ends. Or doesn't ever f***ing end. In case you don't know, you play as this guy, who happens to be possessed by this guy. I'm pretty sure you're kind of dead, but I guess combining two dead guys makes one alive guy? Science is hard. But your wife and kid died. So now you've made it your life's quest to kill every single orc ever. And you will! I do not understand how there are any orcs left for the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. I am slaughtering a small country here. The game basically involves running around this large open map, parkouring it up, climbing up buildings like each of your fingers has its own six-pack, and killing lots and lots of orcs. What makes Shadow of War different from the pack is incentive. Movement and combat are both extremely satisfying, to the point where I don't even bother with story if I can avoid it. I'd just rather run around being a badass, and then trying to top that badassery with more badassery. Movement is fast, fluid, and intuitive. You can run pretty damn quick, especially if you hit the minor QuickTime events that let you go faster. Even stealth lets you move pretty damn fast, which I found to be a nice change of pace. Slow, stealthy gameplay is not my strong suit. I am far too impatient for that kind of whatever. You can also climb pretty much anything. Climb up the tallest tower in a matter of seconds, which you'll then leap off of in superhero-type fashion because why the f*** wouldn't you? Combat is basically straight out of a Batman Arkham game. Beat up on bad guys using your main attack, parry incoming attacks from the few guys ballsy enough to attack you, while everyone else stands around you in a circle waiting for their turn on the death train. Please everyone, as you board the death train, have your ticket ready. I will be taking a head count. Enemies come in a few varieties, like guys with swords, guys with spears, guys with shields, and just big-ass guys. And each of them requires a different approach. You'll find yourself flipping over them, stunning them, and sliding between their legs, praying to God you don't accidentally look up. Then there's monsters, which usually require some special mechanics to kill, or if you've unlocked the skill, you can ride them. As you fight, you'll build up your might meter, which allows you to unleash stronger attacks that stun enemies, or just outright kill them in new and fun ways. Oh, that's not right. Of course, this is just the run-in guns a-blazing approach. You could also be stealthy, sneaking up on enemies from behind, above or below, to instantly take them out. It's not really my style, but it can be fun. You can also kill from a distance with your arrows. There are a lot of additional skills in the game that you get by leveling up and unlocking them, but I'm not going to cover them all because that would take way too long. Needless to say, some of them are really cool and others are just kind of in the way of the cool ones. All of this is great and whatnot, but the main event of this game is the Orc Captains. Each map of the game has several Orc Captains for you to hunt down for a nice challenge and fat loots. Starting off, you won't know anything about the Orc Captains, but as you interrogate some of the lesser orcs, you can learn about the strengths and weaknesses of each one to better help you take them down. Some are immune to fire, some can't be killed by stealth, some can't be hurt by arrows, etc, etc. Each one also has a level and a rank from normal to legendary, and will drop loot accordingly. There are a few types of gear you'll get after defeating a captain: swords, daggers, bows, chest pieces, and cloaks. Each of these have their own stats, levels, and rarities. Higher quality items usually have a challenge associated with them, which, if you complete, unlocks new stats and raises the item's level. Old equipment can be broken down into a currency which can be used for buying... I have no f***ing clue. I honestly haven't figured out what it's used for. There is a lot of fun to be had here, as any orc who happens to kill you will either become a captain or will work their way up the ranks. They also become your nemesis, meaning if you hunt them down, you'll gain better rewards. And sometimes after you kill them, they come back, allowing you to kill them again. Dude, how many times do I have to chop you in half before you stay dead? In a cool little passive multiplayer event, your friends can actually hunt down any orcs that manage to kill you. It's a nice little bit of public shaming, but don't worry, I don't judge. In fact, I managed to take down several of my friends' killers. You're welcome. You ungrateful little bastards. This is what I spend most of my time doing in-game, hunting down Orc Captains. Because each captain has its own personality, and I find them fascinating. Whenever you run into one, they feel the need to recite some kind of speech that they've obviously been rehearsing for quite some time.
I was born in the crucible of a fire that you created. But I was born anew.
Wow, that's great. I'm sure you looked really cool rehearsing that in front of your bathroom mirror. Also, some of them never shut up.
Old grasp on the battlefield until a squirming, wriggling warmth took over.
Yeah, when you're done, I'm just gonna take a nap here. Most are your run-of-the-mill, I'm gonna kill you orcs. But others, well, I'm just gonna let this play out.
Saw me so dull. You may have heard of one like me. It prances and dances and sings with glee. Wherever there's strife, the singer is there. He slaughters and slays with such merry flair. I sing this song with all my breath. Take heed, for this interlude ends with your death.
I have never been more confused or happy in my entire life. There's a lot more to do in the game other than just killing, such as collecting stuff or, well, killing. Oh, and story. You're gonna see a few of your favorite Lord of the Rings characters pop up in your adventures, like Sauron, that spider lady who's looking a lot better than I remember her looking in the movies, and Gollum! Everybody loves him, except everyone in the stories, movies, or games. How has no one killed him yet? Now, I can't talk about this game without bringing up the controversial loot boxes. Shadow of War is a $60 game with a cash store, which allows you to buy loot boxes containing gear, boost, and other assorted items for your character. My thoughts on this are no. Bad. That's a bad game. Don't ever do that again. Luckily, in my some odd 20 hours with the game, I've just ignored the fact that they exist. The game hasn't asked me to buy any, and I haven't gone looking for any. This button is not there in my mind, heart, soul, or wallet. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money though. That's on you. Personally, I think it's a bad business practice, but you do whatever you want. I don't really care. All in all, I have been loving this game, even more than Shadow of Mordor, and I sunk a lot of time into that game. If you have the time and money, I'd suggest it. And keep an eye out for crazy Orc Captains. I want to know the craziest ones you found in the comments. Seriously, there are some hilarious ones out there. I just loved this one. So much so that I almost felt bad when I had to, yeah. And that was Shadow of War. I seriously want to be a battle bard now. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button for future videos. I've also put another video for you to watch right up here. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and follow me on Twitch for my weekly live streams. And you can also donate to the channel on Patreon like these other amazing people. I'd let them possess my body.